Hello, welcome back to everyone that's tuned into our channel, American Ultra Screw. Here we are today to discuss possibly Lionel Messi's first trophy in North America. That would be exciting. I'm here joined by Braden and Arjun. We're going to be giving you guys the ultimate Leagues Cup preview. Just getting started straight to it. Group A, Portland Timbers, San Jose Earthquakes, and Tigres from Mexico. I'm picking the Portland Timbers to be grouped. I don't think they're getting through. I think that the San Jose Earthquakes are just a little bit better than them. They have a better attack. And Tigres, in my opinion, they're almost favorites in this competition. Nico Lopez and Gignac up front, I think they're really good. They are tough and an experienced side too that has gone far in multiple competitions, even the Libertadores that we discussed recently. Braden, who do you think would get grouped in that Group A?
Yeah, I've gone for the same as you. I can't see Timbers making it out. Like you said, Tigres, one of the best teams in Liga MX, very experienced, a lot of firepower. I think they're going to top this group, and the Earthquakes are having a really good season, somewhat surprisingly, but Christian Espinoza has been one of the best players in MLS, and the Timbers are having an uncharacteristically awful season, to be honest, so I can't see them getting out of this group.
That's fair. Yeah, I think by San Jose Earthquake standards, it's a great season, to be honest. So, I mean, I agree. Arjun, do you agree with us, or do you think that...
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, maybe follows it, but I mean, I think Tigres is a lock to go through. So I think, yeah, it's between San Jose and Portland, but I think Portland edges it on like the mid factor. I mean, they've been terrible. I mean, they did last game, but again, Crew is so off and on, it's crazy. But yeah, Portland gonna get grouped.
All right, getting through to Group B. I think this is a somewhat easier group. I think Monterrey, Real Salt Lake, and Seattle Sounders. This may be a hot take. I think the Sounders are getting grouped. I trust. I know that them and Real Salt Lake, they're really close in the table. I think they're third and fourth, if I'm not mistaken. But I think that Monterrey, they have a really good team. Honestly, it's the start of Liga MX, so we don't have much to refer back to. But I think that the Sounders they're in a downward slope, in my opinion, and they won't have enough to be able to go through this group. Braden, do you agree?
Yeah, it's going to look like I'm copying you at this point. I have the exact same opinion. Like you said, all three of these teams are really good. Monterrey, one of the best teams in Liga MX, just like Tigres are. And yeah, RSL are third in the table in the Western Conference. Sounders are fourth. But like you said, Sounders have not been as great recently, and RSL have been potentially the most informed team in MLS. So I can't see a way for Sounders to make it out of this group.
Arjun, are you making the same prediction, the Sounders to get grouped?
We might as well just copy each other rest of the video because I'm copying you now. So I mean, all of these should be pretty straightforward predictions, but what actually goes down is a different story because, you know, some teams can choke, some teams can pull off a masterclass, but yeah. I'm saying Seattle getting grouped. Seattle, they've been shocking, to be honest with you. Schmetzer, I think, yeah, he's a finished coach. I think he has glory days, but he's past his prime. Seattle have the worst creativity of any team I've ever seen in my life. They cannot create chances to save their life, and worse, they can't finish them either. Haber, I don't know how to say his name, but I mean, fair play to him. He starts every game, but he's been missing shots like 50-cent shooters, bro. Like, he misses everything, bro. Like, this guy cannot score to save his life. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Seattle, it's not looking good for you, blood. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that you said, you know, one thing is the predictions, as you always mention, it's not certain. So, and I think that it's really interesting, the format, that there are not going to be any ties. If you are drawing and it goes to the 90th minute, the game's over, there's a penalty shootout for an extra point, I think. So, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, I think it motivates the clubs to go forward and create a more exciting play. So, let's see, maybe a surprise happens there. Group C, I think it's probably the weakest group in the entire competition, in my opinion. Galaxy, Leon, and Whitecaps. That's where I pick Leon. I know this may sound crazy. I just see Galaxy trying to salvage their season in this competition and somehow doing it. I think they had a good game last game, and I just think that Leon, I've seen from fans of Leon, they're not really happy with how the club has been doing recently. So in the start of Liga MX. So I don't know. I pick a shock Galaxy making it through and grouping Leon. So another All MLS forward. Braden, do you agree with me? I think this one we're probably going to disagree.
Yeah, first time I'm going to disagree with you. I actually have Galaxy getting grouped here, and they actually have been doing a lot better recently. Just won against two of the best teams in the league, LAFC and Union, but their last game was against Whitecaps, who they're going to be playing in this group, and I think they'll lose again. And Leon, they haven't started the season too great, but they are the reigning CONCACAF Champions League winners, so I think they'll have enough to get through.
Yeah, that's completely fair. It is a hot take of mine. I just see a surprise happening there. Arjun, who do you think will get grouped? Galaxy, Leon, or Whitecaps?
So we finally got all three of us on different pages because I'm saying Whitecaps getting grouped.
Oh, wow. Any
Just
particular reason?
I just got a feeling, White Galaxy, Leon, I know they've had a bit of a mid start. Galaxy has been picking up form. I don't see them getting grouped. I'm back in Galaxy. And Whitecaps, they're a decent team. They create good chances. They don't finish them. That's one issue. They miss a lot of chances. And their defense is a bit suspect sometimes. So I'm saying Whitecaps getting grouped here.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I don't hurt your feelings with my next pick. Your club, the Crew, I picked them to get grouped here. It's a really tough group. I think one of the toughest ones. You have Club America, who is, in my opinion, the biggest club in Mexican soccer. And then St. Louis, we've seen how great they've been this season, and I don't see the Crew having enough firepower, honestly, to finish chances and get through this group. I'm picking the Crew to get grouped in Group D. Braden, do we have an agreement?
No, I'm actually going to go for St. Louis City to get grouped here. Like you said, I think this is definitely the best group in the competition. So it kind of sucks for all these teams that they kind of got shafted with the draw. I mean, like you said, Club America, probably the biggest team in Liga MX. But yeah, I think the one thing that the Crew do have is firepower. They have a very strong attack. The defense is a bit shambolic, if we're being honest. But I think this competition is going to be more attacking based just because of the no draw rule. And I think the Crew attack will get it done for them. And I think St. Louis City are going to run out of steam a little bit.
That's fair. Arjun?
Yuri, your MLS knowledge is your lack of MLS knowledge is showing right now because Crew has one good thing going for them. It's their attack. They've got firepower, man. We got the big guns up top, but we got water guns in the back. We got nothing in the back. So I mean, the thing is, we will score goals. I back us to score goals. I see us getting absolutely ran over on defense though. America, Henry Martin, I think he's gonna bag two or maybe hopefully not three, but one or two against us. And St. Louis have a pretty potent attack too. Giacchini has been doing pretty well. Is Joao Klaus injured still?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, so I mean Giacchini's been doing good. They've got a really good midfield. They always have decent. They've got Indiana Vasilev, Miggy Perez off the bench, 18-year-old kid, good talent. But they've got Aziel Jackson and Akil Watts, and these are two underrated players, but they've been doing really good in this MLS season. So, I really don't want to say this. I don't want to back. I don't want to go against my team, but the prediction, the way we're going now, Crew has been giving up goals to everyone. We've just been getting free goals, so it hurts for me to say, but I think Crew is going to get grouped here, and I really hope I'm wrong. I'm praying I'm wrong. But Crew, I don't see us getting past. I see us scoring goals. I don't see St. Louis and Club America not scoring any against us because we are conceding goals, and that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if we go from the strongest group, in my opinion, to the most boring one. I mean, Group E, Puebla, in my opinion, the worst club in Liga MX. I've seen only highlights, granted, but I think they're shocking. Chicago Fire and Minnesota. I'm picking Puebla to get grouped here. I think they're awful, and I've looked at their roster more precisely, and I don't see any players that I think can cause any problems. Braden, who do you think gets grouped there?
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you here. I think Puebla are going out currently second bottom of Liga MX. It's only after 3 games, but still just not a good start to the season for them. Like you said, I think this is probably the weakest group in the competition for me. But Fire recently have been picking up form, and Minnesota are just a very mid team. I feel like the definition of mid, but still better than Puebla, so Puebla are going out.
Yeah, I'm backing Pookie. The only reason why I think they're getting through this group. Arjun, do you agree with us? Do you think that we have an all MLS going forward and Puebla getting grouped?
Uh, Listen, I was born in Minnesota, right? But I'm back. I think Minnesota are getting grouped here. Yeah. I'm back in Puebla. I think for some reason I feel like Puebla will show up for this. I mean, they've been kind of mid, so I really hope they're gonna pull up and they'll be like, all right, we gotta show these the haters wrong, you know. So I mean, yeah. Unfortunately, Minnesota might sell. That's my prediction.
All right, that's fair. I mean, it is an opportunity for a lot of clubs to salvage their season, including the one that's on Braden's background, Inter Miami. I think that may be a reason why Puebla may try to actually shock. But
And to be fair, last season they finished 8th in the Apertura, and in the
Mhm.
Clausura they finished 11th. But I mean, they're not like horrible. They're mid-table, and also Minnesota are also mid-table. I mean, I think Minnesota might sell.
That's fair. Going on to Group F, I think it's pretty clear. Kansas City, I can't see them getting through, honestly, since we've seen how they are. Maybe they're going to just try to prioritize MLS, and try to win everything domestically, but I think they have more than enough to get through this group. Chivas Guadalajara, they always show up to competitions, a lot of tradition. A good start of the season as well, a good win. And they scored a wonderful goal. It was a team play. So I just don't see Kansas City having enough here. I think we're probably going to have an agreement. Braden, what do you have for Group F?
Yeah, it's unlucky for Sporting Kansas City because they got matched with the team who are currently top of Liga MX and the team who are currently top of MLS. So there's really nowhere through for them, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is a really bad draw. Arjun, do you agree with us?
Yeah, y'all hit all the points. So let's move on.
Yeah, Group G. I think this one's very interesting. Colorado Rapids, Nashville, and Toluca. So I went with the Rapids to get grouped. Not any hate towards them. I know we bash them a lot in these videos, but I just think that Toluca, especially now they're signing Pedro Raul from Vasco. That's a big signing for Toluca. I think he's a really solid forward. Had a really great season last year, was being the top goal scorer in the Brasileirão. And this year started quite well as well for Vasco, but he's going to get the bag at Toluca somehow. So in Nashville, I think they're solid. I think Zim's going to lead them, and the Rapids are going to get grouped. Braden, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, we hate on Rapids a lot. We've said that they're not even the best team in Colorado, which might be a little harsh, but they're definitely the worst team in MLS and potentially even the worst team in this competition. So I don't really see a way for them to go through, especially going against Nashville, who have probably the best player in MLS in Hani Mukhtar, and Toluca, who are a pretty solid Liga MX team.
Arjun, do you see any shock happening here in Group G?
No shot. There's no shot. Rapids do not get grouped. Their front four has a combined total of 3 goals between them. Their front four. Their front four against Cole Bassett. Their number 10 has the most goals with 2. Their striker has 1 assist. Yappy. I mean, I like Yappy. He's a young guy. He's in over his depth right now. Like, he can't lead this terrible team by himself. Galvan, he's MLS lifer kind of. I mean, he's 22 years old, but 1 goal for him in 12 appearances. And Harris, Calvin Harris, not the EDM DJ. There's a footballer named Calvin Harris from England. He has 1 assist in 7 games. So yeah, it's not looking good for Rapids.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. Now, Group H, I think it's the first group where we see 2 Mexican Liga MX clubs and 1 MLS, but I back Austin to go through. I think they're getting through, and Mazatlan's going to get grouped here. I'll be honest, I've never seen any highlights from Juarez, but just based on them signing Sonora makes me think that their midfield's probably not that good.
New York got released.
Yeah, but just based on the fact that they were actually super serious to sign him, and they went in with a good wage for him. So I'm just picking Mazatlan to get grouped here. They don't have a good team, not a good start for their season as well. Braden, what's your pick?
I'm going to agree with you here. I think Mazatlan are getting grouped. They finished last in Clausura, in Liga MX last year, and the fact that Juarez released Alan Senora probably makes them a little bit better. So I think they'll go through. And then Austin, not having a great season, especially compared to last year, but I think they'll have enough to get through here.
Arjun, who do you pick? Do you think that Mazatlan can maybe rebound and salvage their season here? I mean, it's just a start, but they finished terribly last year. Who do you think gets grouped?
Austin.
Austin to get grouped.
Yeah, they're gonna sell. I got a feeling they're gonna sell. I don't know. Also, I have a soft spot for Mazatlan. They have a cool badge and they have a cool name. So I'm kind of like low key rooting for them. So I don't know. Listen. Austin, I'm a Crew fan, and y'all know what Austin was. Y'all don't know, but they tried to move our team, the Crew, to Austin, like just dump Columbus. So I'm always low key against Austin. And Austin's kind of also they lost to Violette AC. So Austin, you're getting grouped. Sorry about that.
No, that's fair. That's a fair thing to bring up. They did embarrass the entire league back then, so maybe it will happen again. And talking about badges, I just want to mention Mazatlan has a W badge. I agree with you, but I think that Juarez has the worst one. I don't know. I just don't like the colors or anything.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's like some
cheap Sunday League club.
Yeah, Sunday. That's what I was gonna say. Some sort of U19 like local academy team badge or something. It looks like a high school team. It looks like a high school badge, bro.
Exactly.
Like what is it? It's just. Sorry, what? It's like neon green and like dark red with like a massive horse. So, it's mid, bro. I don't like it. You're right.
It really is. I agree. We have an agreement on that. Group I, Houston Dynamo, Orlando City, and Santos. I think this is a really mid group, honestly. Like Santos, they get overhyped. They have a huge fan base, but I don't rate them. They have some overhyped players like Acevedo. I just don't rate them. And I think that the club that's going to get grouped here is just Houston because of how poor they've been this season. I've only seen highlights from Houston, but I don't think they have enough to go through. I think Orlando are going to somehow make it. And Santos, they always go far. They never win, but they always go far. Braden, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm also going to go for Houston to get grouped. They beat LAFC twice in a row a little while ago, which was nice, but they're winless in 5, and I don't see that changing here. Orlando and Santos Laguna, both pretty mid teams for their leagues, but they're both much better than Dynamo in my opinion, so Houston are going out.
All right, Arjun, do you have any different picks here?
Nope, Houston going out, so yeah. Move on.
All right. Group J, I think this is a strong group. It's strong now because of Inter Miami, making all the signings. Before, if it was 2 months ago, I'll definitely say, Inter Miami are out automatically. But I think they're going to put all of the eggs on one basket, try to do really well here, not only here, but in the Open Cup as well. But it's the debut for Messi, the greatest of all time, in my opinion. They're trying to circle him around with some really good players. And I think that Atlanta are going to get grouped here. And maybe it's a hot take, but I think they get grouped. I rate Cruz Azul. I think Cruz Azul has a good team. And Atlanta has the second worst defense in their conference. So I just don't see in a tournament that's going to prioritize forward play. I don't see them getting through. I think they get grouped here. Braden, who do you think?
Yeah, I actually had a really hard time trying to decide this group, probably the toughest one. And I think it's funny you say you rate Cruz Azul because they're currently the only team in Liga MX on 0 points this season. Obviously the season just started, but not a good start for them. Not a good start for Inter Miami either, but with Messi and Busquets coming in to make their debuts in this competition, I think there's going to be a lot of hype around them, and I think they're going to do their absolute best to try to put on a show. So I think they'll go through. And Atlanta are just a solid team. Yeah, there's questions in the defense, but their attack with Giacomakis and Thiago Almada is very good. So I think Cruz Azul are getting grouped.
Yeah, I'm picking Cruz Azul solely based on the pressure they've been. I think the fans even stormed the training grounds. It was 2 nights ago. So they're probably going to try to wake up. So that's I have a really good friend that's a Cruz Azul fan, and he maybe brainwashed me into thinking that they're going to get through. But Arjun, who do you think gets grouped in this very tough group?
Yeah. So, I'm going Cruz Azul. Yeah, I could say Atlanta. It's between Cruz Azul and Atlanta. Maybe I'm just like expecting massive things from Messi, Busquets, Alba. But come on, Messi, Busquets, Alba, There's no way they don't cook up Cruz Azul and Atlanta. Like Atlanta and Cruz Azul are getting cooked. There's no way they don't do that. And especially Cruz Azul, I mean, they've lost all 3 of their first games, but they have 2 good transfers that just came in. Ditta and Salcedo, Carlos Salcedo from Juarez, and that's like the one guy I think we knew that in Miami and Atlanta knew keep an eye on, because Salcedo's been doing the best in the Cruz Azul team in these first 3 games. The whole team's been terrible, but Salcedo's been doing the best out of all of them. And Atlanta, they're a mid team. They're a very mid team this season. They're nowhere near their 2018 prime with Almiron and Martinez balling out, but yeah, their defense is very suspect. They've conceded 39 goals, but they've also scored 42 goals. So, I mean, the goal difference is all right, but they've also conceded 39 goals, which is, Braden is right, the worst defense in the whole league. So, I think Atlanta is going to barely squeak through based on the fact that they have a good offense, and they've got Almada, which should be a big export out of MLS soon. So, yeah, I'm saying Cruz Azul getting grouped here.
All right. Going on to Group K, a very boring group in my opinion. Charlotte FC, FC Dallas, and Necaxa. I picked Charlotte to not go through. I think they're getting grouped. But I just think it's a really mid group. Jesus Ferreira is probably going to get Dallas on top. And yeah, I just think it's a really boring group. Do you agree with me, Braden? Not only on the boring group, but do you agree with the pick?
Yeah, I also have Charlotte going out. It was actually a little tough for me to pick between them and Necaxa. I think both of them are pretty weak teams. Dallas should have no problem with this group. Shout out Madaner, one of our viewers, a huge Dallas fan. But yeah, ultimately I went for Necaxa to edge out Charlotte, and Charlotte are going home.
Yeah, shout out Madaner. I'm actually going to root for Dallas to go far just because of him. He's been supporting us since day one. Arjun, do you see any shock happening here? And well, it's not really a shock, but do you see Charlotte going through?
No.
Necaxa getting grouped?
Yeah, Charlotte's getting grouped.
Oh, yeah, Charlotte, yeah. My bad. All right, Group L, the Union, Querétaro, and Tijuana. This is a tough group, in my opinion. I think it's a lot tougher than it looks, and I picked Querétaro to actually get grouped. I think that Cholos, with Cavallini, Brian Romero, they're going to have enough to get through. I know Cavallini gets a lot of the stick, but I think him and Brian Romero should do enough, and they're going to have a huge fan following as well in this tournament. So I picked them to go through alongside the Union. Querétaro, I think they're getting grouped. Braden?
Yeah, I'm going to actually disagree here. I mean, of course, I got the Union going through, but I'm going to say Tijuana are getting grouped. I think Tijuana and Querétaro are pretty similar in terms of quality, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just think I don't think Tijuana will bring it for this tournament.
All right, that's fair. That's maybe biased for me because I played for the Fuerzas Básicas for a little while, but I don't like them. I played for them, but I don't like them. I don't like them. The colors, same as Atletico. Arjun, who do you pick to get grouped in this Group L?
Yeah, I agree with Braden. Tijuana. Tijuana is not that good of a team. Last year, they were in the bottom half of the table. This season, they might have picked it up a little bit, but at the same time, only 3 games in, you can't judge a team. And I'm just going to go off their previous form. These first 6 months of this year, they haven't been good. So Tijuana, I think they're in a group. Querétaro and Philadelphia Union will go through. Querétaro might get grouped, but I have faith in them. Philly Union should be a favorite in this group, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a disappointment if they don't top this group soundly, but you never really know, especially in this competition. Group M, DC United, Montreal, and Pumas. I picked Pumas to top this group. I think they are a really good team, especially with Natan. I think he's a really great signing coming from Brazil. And I picked Montreal with their horrible attack. They can't score. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but even on the highlights, I never see them scoring good goals when they do score. And I don't think they're getting through. I think that DC United and Pumas should go through. Braden, do you have the same pick?
Yeah, I do. I don't think Montreal are getting through. Like you said, their attack is just really bad. They're not having a good year this year. I mean, last year they were great, but they lost practically their entire team and their manager. So they've just fallen off a cliff. Like you said, Pumas, one of the best teams in Mexico, and DC United, they're not too great either. They're only one spot above Montreal in the East, but with Wayne Rooney backing them, I think they'll get out of this group.
Yeah, can I just say, Igor Militão, this dude relegated Paraná to the 4th tier, and somehow he's a great player for Pumas. I'll never understand the things that happen in soccer. Arjun, who do you pick to get grouped in this Group M?
Yeah, Pumas, DC United have a suspect defense, and Montreal have got a suspect attack. But DC has a good, decent attack, which is the one thing DC has over Montreal. Even though they're right next to each other on the table, I think I back DC and Pumas to go through. So I'm gonna say Montreal gets grouped here.
All right, we're almost done. Group N. I think this group's somewhat weak too. Atlas, New York City FC, and Toronto. I mean, really tough group to pick who actually goes through, in my opinion. I'll pick Atlas to just barely make it, and I have NYCFC getting grouped. I think that Toronto are going to put all the eggs in one basket and try to make it through. I think they have enough quality to get through this group, and they'll try to salvage their season. NYCFC getting grouped, in my opinion. Jeff would probably get mad at me, but that's my pick. Brayden, who do you have?
I'm actually going to go for Toronto to groups, which might be surprising, but for all the quality that they have, and I do agree, they definitely have the quality to get out of this group. The results just aren't there. The end product, they're second last in goals in MLS, and to have Insigne and Bernadeschi and still only score 18 goals so far is just absolutely awful, to be honest. And NYCFC are not a good team either. They're only one spot above Toronto in the East, but yeah, I don't think Toronto are getting out. I haven't seen anything from them this season to think that they can win a game, honestly.
Yeah, that's perfectly fair. I just think it's going to be their Hail Mary. That's why I backed them, but it wouldn't shock me at all if they get grouped. Arjun, who do you think gets grouped in this Group N?
Yeah, Toronto. I agree with Braden. NYCFC, their best quality is their defense, and Toronto's worst quality is also. I mean, the whole team is bad, but they've got two strikers, and both of them have a combined total of 1 goal between them. Like their strikers are horrible. They've got 4 or 5 like core players. Michael Bradley's injured, so they've got 4 core players on right now. They got Bernadeschi, Insigne, Jonathan Osorio, which is their best player and probably their GOAT, and Franco Ibarra. Those are like the only 4 players that can make a difference in this team. Their defense is bad. Sean Johnson's finished. The strikers are bad. The wingers are also bad. They're not really. I mean, Bernadeschi and Insigne didn't play last game. They played it. They played some wingers by the name of Marshall Ruddy and DeAndre Kerr. I don't know. I think Toronto. They're gonna fall short here.
Marshall Rudy is a FIFA legend. The potential of that guy. But anyways, and let me just say, I've actually gone to some Toronto FC games. Maybe that's why I have them going through. And Insigne was one of my favorite players because he's from Nola, neighborhood in Napoli, where my great grandparents are from. Maybe that I have some bias for Insigne. I always like to see him doing well. And the last group, finally, Group O. I mean, it's a nice group. I think New England should top it pretty comfortably, and I think that the Red Bulls are going to get grouped. I think Atletico San Luis has a really good attack. Léo Bonaccini, this guy was supposed to be one of the next big stars in Brazil. He was actually spent his entire youth days with Neymar and Ganso, got transferred to Europe, had a really solid career in La Liga. I think Léo Bonaccini should lead San Luis, and unfortunately the Red Bulls get grouped. Brayden, do you agree with me?
Yeah, I do. I had a tough time picking between Red Bulls and Atletico San Luis, but I think Revolution should top this group pretty comfortably. They've been very solid so far in MLS, but like you said, Leo Bonaccini, very, very good forward for this level, and I don't think the Red Bulls have been having that great of a season. I don't trust them at all, to be honest, so I'm going to say they're getting grouped.
Arjun, do you agree with us in this last group?
Yeah, I agree. So, just say a couple things. Red Bulls getting grouped. The Red Bulls have a really distinct style of play. They have a really like a all guns blazing style of play. But the issue with them is they do not have the players to back up that style of play. Like they go all in. They press high. They counterattack. They play good football at times this season they just haven't had the personnel to back up that style of play. Revolution. somehow got Bobby Wood back to his best. So I mean, Revolution's having a good season. They're top 3 they're second actually in Eastern Conference, and they've got a good defense. Something the Rebels actually have decent defense. They've got a bad attack, but yeah. And Aleco San Luis has what's his name, Bianchini?
Bonaccini.
Yeah. So I mean, they've got a decent attack. Then I think Red Bulls are gonna suffer here.
Bonaccini is also a Paraná fan, so I have to back him. So I mean, the guy even gave money to the club, so I have to back this guy to go through. But jokes aside, I think he is, like you guys mentioned, a really good forward for this level. But that's it for the preview of the group stage of the Leagues Cup. I think this is a really interesting competition. Again, gives an opportunity to some clubs that are finished, including Inter Miami, who, I mean, having a terrible season. It gives them something to look forward to. And yeah, definitely a possibility for some shockers with the rules of no draws and the penalty shootouts. Should be interesting. And thank you so much, Braden. Thank you, Arjun. Do you guys have any final considerations before we leave?
No, right now, no. I'm trying to get back to watching my MLS versus Arsenal game right now.
All right, yeah, Jesus Ferreira. I think he's playing for a move. Honestly, this dude's running a lot, and I've never seen him press like that. But do you have anything to add, Braden?
Union are winning the Leagues Cup. You heard it here first.
The Union?
Union?
That's
No
fair.
shot. They are not winning that.
I think that Chivas are going to win it, but yeah, let's see. I hope an MLS club wins it. I don't have an MLS club yet. My MLS club is on the womb, it's San Diego FC. Soon, maybe we're going to be born and I'll be there. But thank you so much to all of the subscribers, all the new subscribers, and the people that have been commenting a lot. We love the fan interaction in the comments. Please try to keep it respectful, guys. I've seen some people beefing there. But anyways, thank you so much for the support. Give us a like, subscribe, share the video with your friends as well, and let us know any improvements that you want to see in the future. Thank you, Braden and Arjun. We'll see you next time.
Peace.